sir. Welcome back, guys. This is the K&A podcast. I'm your host, Adrian Checo, and I'm here joined with my co-host, Kenny. Today we have special guest. It's my boy, Adrian, in the building. Not me, another Adrian. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Yo. A little nervous. This is like the most nervous I've ever been. You know, like when you go to a job interview.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like, yo, there's a camera.
Mm-hmm. Just bring the mic a little closer.
There's a camera.
So, how you doing today, bro? Introduce yourself a little bit. Talk a little bit about what you do.
So, I'm Adrian's twin. Not really. But I'm 22, from Brooklyn. Yeah. I basically met Adrian through cousin Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've just been playing ball ever since in the backyard and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I remember before you even got to like trade school and all that stuff, it was like you kind of finding your path through like college and all that stuff, finding like what makes you happy, what you feel like you're good at doing. So you want to talk a little bit about what made the decision to even like step into trade school and kind of step away from college a little bit?
Yeah, so I was a 2020 graduate.
Mm-hmm.
So it was more like difficult to even get into school, you know, because everything was closed down and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like a quick decision, but it was also like a life-changing decision, as in like, if I don't do something now, then I'm gonna be like stuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I put it. So when I guess when COVID was like clearing up, or like it was like heading into like the new year, I had lost my grandfather because of COVID. And so like it just like, you know, it was crazy too. I was taking a math test when I got the call.
Damn.
So it was just like, what do I do now? Like I just lost all motivation because like I was already at home. I bought this expensive ass laptop. I didn't even work. I don't know how I afforded that shit. And then I sucked at math. So I was just like, what am I doing in college? This shit is like an hour 30 away. I used to go to Queensboro. For the Queensboro people out there. I don't know if they'll ever get anywhere through that school, because that shit.
Yeah, no, school's ours.
Yeah, it's not that good. But
I heard a single person say anything good about Queensboro.
Yeah, I've never heard anybody be like, yo, Queensboro, I love that college. Never heard it.
A lot of people go there for like the I guess like the credits, because it's like an easy route, and then you could transfer or whatever. But yeah, a lot of my classes were like asynchronous, and then, you know, after that happened, I had met my girlfriend, Jaylene, shout out to her. But she had put me on to like Apex. So Apex is basically like the trade school that I went to, and her brother actually graduated from there, and he became like a really successful like electrician. So, you know, I'm like, you know what, let me try it out. Like, let me see. And it was just like a tough year, bro. Like super tough year. Like I deadass like was going on dates with like $20 in my pocket. You know, not like I grew up and like after this happened, I'm just like rich now. But like it was tough. Like I couldn't afford like a Valentine's Day gift. I couldn't, you know, afford a lot of things. I asked my mom for a lot of stuff. But yeah, so then trade school, I deadass like just got into like it's called like construction building skills. Basically, it's like the basics of just like what you need in an apartment, kind of like how your dad did the basement down here. But yeah, it was like it was a cool journey. It was more so like a summer camp, if you think about it.
Yeah, like
you meet all these cool random people, like, oh, where you from? From here, from here. But a lot of the guys were like ex-Marine, like retired. So it was just like an eye-opening experience, because I'm used to like working with like younger people, you know, like 16, like my age, like 20s and whatever. So it was more so like a brotherhood. Like for those people that want to do trade school, like you should do it. Like if you don't find college like appealing to you, or like it's more like a hassle to like get through, and you really don't know what you want to study, you know, you're just going because your mom told you, like do some research and like get into trade school. But yeah, like it was just like a crazy experience, and it was like an 8-month program, 9-month program around there. Graduated, got both of my licenses for the OSHA, like SST, like the basics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I just been working,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just been like probably like the best decision I've made. Obviously, I'm still learning because I'm young. A lot of the construction sites don't really trust, I guess, or really look for like young people like me.
Mm-hmm.
You usually have to get like
experience
or like
just get lucky with opportunity.
Yeah, or if not, you just gotta know somebody.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all it is. Like connections. If you don't have connections, if you don't have like I guess like people that know how you work, if that makes sense, like then you're not gonna really go too far.
Yeah, because his friend Gio that we had on the last podcast, he was talking about the importance of networking.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's all about like how you know. And you said that saying that it was like if you meet
If 5 people, you can meet anyone in the world.
Yeah. So it's like, did you feel like you had to understand that going in? Like, is that a skill that you had to develop, or do you feel like that just came naturally with you?
I had to really develop that because, growing up, I was more like real shy, always quiet, really reserved. So a lot of the time I'll come home like tired, not even like physically, like just mentally, because it's just like you're talking to these people every day, and then you're just like it's a lot of communication, like everyday talking, constant communication, and it's just like you can't miss a beat. Like if you fuck up on communication, then you're just like you're like lost. It's like a tornado. Like you're in the eye, like you're in the circle of it, and then you just tell something like if you tell somebody one thing goes this way, it'll come back different the other way. You know what I'm saying? It's usually how it is. But networking became it became more so like an everyday thing. Like you really need communication and like networking skills to really get somewhere, But
do you feel like you kind of realized that during trade school, or is it something that you experienced afterwards?
I feel like I realized this in trade school, cause like you just can't work without talking. You know what I mean? Like you can't function, and that goes with everything. Like you just can't do nothing without communication.
Now, was there like a specific point? Because I know for me at least, when I'm doing photography in Starbucks, I feel like those are the 2 main points that I realized. I think my second shoot, I was kind of just like, I'm used to just like taking pictures and just like, oh yeah, this is valid. But then they start asking me like, yo, like, what should I do? Like, I'm like, oh damn, I really gotta communicate with this dude. I thought I was just here taking pictures. And same thing at Starbucks, people just show up and people just want to have someone to talk to. So like, I'm just forced into conversations you don't necessarily want to have, but you just have them just cause. And I feel like those are like just 2 moments where I realized I really got to like start talking to people. Do you feel like you had something like that in trade school?
Yeah, actually my first segment was like plumbing 1, because we had like plumbing 1, plumbing 2, carpentry 2, and then like et cetera, et cetera. So my first lesson, I had to cut like a pipe, like those black pipes that you see, like it's usually the drainways pipes or whatever. And we had like this old equipment, and I met this dude named Jerome, and he like, it was like the second day, like literally the second day, he's like, bro, like he called me nickname, he's like, yo, hey, like you gotta cut this pipe, bro. If you don't cut this pipe, you're not going nowhere. And I'm like, what? who is this guy? You know what I mean? But he taught me how to cut pipe or whatever, and ever since then, like we became cool, and then I got cooler with the other like Marine dudes that I didn't even know were Marines. And like there's this one thing that he would always tell me. His name was Joe. He would tell me something about like, it seems challenging at first, but it has to get done. Like you got to get it done. So like being that was like the first assignment, which was like the hardest one, I was like, yo, what am I doing here? Like I can't even cut a pipe. Like,
did you question whether or not like it was for you in that moment, or did you feel like, you just knew like over time that you would get better at it? In
the moment, I was like doubting myself. Like you always doubt yourself. You start something new, and it's like, damn, this is expensive. Like I could just go back home and do something else. But in that moment, I was just like, I gotta figure this out now. If not, I'm not gonna have nothing. So I was just like, I gotta get it done. Like, I gotta do this.
Working in an environment with like so many old people, did you feel like, well, older people than you obviously, did you feel like they gave you any like life advice in that situation that you were like, okay, like this is very important what I'm doing?
Yeah, a lot of like, the thing with Marines though, like ex-Marines, like they have a lot of stupid stories. So it's like a lot of like, yo, don't get married, you're young, don't have kids, don't. But like other than that, it'd be more so like a little bit of everything, like financial advice, like investments that they would do, like to buy a house in New Jersey or something. And then most of it was like just like work, how would I say it? Like work conversations, like how this works and how to do this and what they did back in the military or things like that. Like just small advice that they'll give out. Nothing too crazy though. It was more so like jokes, like real gay jokes. Yeah, they don't tell you that, but they're a little fruity.
I'm weak. Did you feel because I feel like everybody has their turn back moment where something like flips inside them that it's like, this is go time. Do you feel like after the death of your family member, like that was the switch that flipped in you, that you were like, you know what, I'm gonna stop doing things for other people, I'm gonna do it for me now? Like,
I mean, yeah, it kind of added to it, but I think after like, I say like my sophomore year of high school, it kind of just changed. Cause I got into like before trade school, before anything, like I was really more so like that friend you would go to, like and talk about, like vent to or whatever. I'm like, you know, I can make this into like a career, like I could be like a psychologist or something. So it was more so like when that happened and I started to see like what people were going through, like these little like chiefs, man, like little like gossips and stuff. I'm like, yo, why does this matter? Cause like the more you think about it, like people would start problems or like start little like disagreements over like the stupidest things, and that made me realize like, you know what, I don't really gotta do this for my mom or my dad or whoever. It's just like what is gonna put me in like the best position like in the future, because I'm more so like a long-term type of guy. I don't like short-term success, you know what I'm saying? And that goes like with everything. Like you can't just go to the gym for a week and then expect progress. You know what I'm saying? Like you just can't. And then like you go back home, you eat like fried chicken, and some bullshit. So it was always like from young, I was like, I can't do this for my mom. Like she don't know nothing about like college, being that she's like Dominican and stuff, and she don't really know much about like how schools work. Like growing up, I did my own homework since elementary school. Like it's not a flex or nothing. But it's just like they don't know, they don't understand English. So it's just like, why would I, like, I'm gonna just do what makes me happy at the end of the day, because she knows that I'm happy. She sees me happy. Like you can't really complain. Can't really, you know, throw me off into the side. I'm like, no, you gotta do this. Like you gotta be a lawyer, a doctor, this and no, that's whack. That's like so limiting. Like you just like end up in a box. Like you're just like doing the same stuff that every other parent wants their kid to do, and that's not really the way to grow. But yeah.
So when you go into trade school and all that stuff, do you feel like the creativity in your head, like all that creative energy that was in your head, finally came to life? Because even before trade school, you were always a very creative person. Like you loved fashion and you loved to do like little things here and there. So do you feel like when you got into trade school, like that finally started to grow?
Yeah, I feel like when I got into like, I think my 4th or 5th segment, when we built like a little, we were building like a model of our future house or whatever. I'm like, yo, I really like the way octagon windows look or something. And then I was also thinking like, you know, if I get a good job at it, I can buy all the clothes I want, because I really like clothes. Like I really do. But yeah, it was more so like the more practice we got in with using like tools, and like you go on YouTube and you see like those, you ever seen those people at like 2 a.m. and they're building shit with bamboo sticks?
Yo, be active, I'm not gonna lie.
I would see that and I'm like, yo, I could do that as like, if they could do it with bamboo sticks and dirt, like just imagine what I could do with all of this like material, you know. And I'm just like, you know, this could go for a lot of things. Like I could build a future home. I could build like a little like just little things like in the crib. But it definitely pushed my creativity to like another level. Like, oh wow, I picked this skill up. Like I could do this now. You know, instead of like, for example, like we were talking earlier about clothes, like screen printing clothes. It's like, yo, I could really build something now. Like, you know, like everybody usually like screen prints on T-shirts, and then they sell it for like $60. Some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, so it really did. Though. It really pushed my like creative side to like a different level. So, but yeah.
During like before you got into trade school and all that stuff, you had a moment. I remember because you used to come to my backyard. We used to play ball and all that stuff. I remember one day.
They both suck, by the way.
You'll get washed by both of us.
I both suck. Anyways, your question.
I'm like side-eyeing the camera.
No, literally. But it was, I remember one day you stayed later than everybody else. I think Day and you and like all my cousins left and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you stayed over. And I remember I just asked you like, yo, how you doing? And you were just like, you know, like you were like, oh, you know, like school and all this stuff. I'm trying to get, because I think you took a break, right? For a little bit. You're like, oh, I'm trying to get back into school and do all that stuff. So
yeah,
that whole moment, like, was that like probably the worst moment that you ever felt, like in sense of like purpose wise, like feeling lost and all that stuff?
Yeah. I say because that summer I think I went to Florida, and I have a cousin who's into like finance, and he's like a lawyer for this brand in downtown or whatever. And he was telling me like, yo, you should go back to school, like, and everybody was just like, go back to school. And I'm like, man, I don't know what I want to study now, because like obviously I wanted to do like psychology, and I wanted to do like a whole bunch of other stuff, and you know, meet new people and experience college and stuff. But I was just like, I'm gonna just end up in debt, like for no reason. Like I'm gonna just go to school for nothing. And that's what I was thinking. And like that was the mindset, like, damn, I'm really like not doing nothing, like, you know. And like social media is a real, like, it's a real killer too, because like you see like all these people on like social media posting like, oh, like all their successes and stuff, and you're just like, damn, you know, you start comparing yourself. And it always, like around that time, it just always like got to me, like, damn, like how do I do that? Like how do they do that? How do they, you know, afford this or that? And around that time too, I was like thinking like, what am I gonna do? Like what am I gonna, and this is before I met my girl or whatever. And it was just like a real, like, it would, like I knew it was gonna be like a turning point coming up. Like I'm like, damn, like I'm not doing shit. Like it was probably my worst, like that little gap that I had from being in school to like taking a little break after. It was like the most like every day just felt the same. And like that like really drained me. Like, damn, like what do I do now? Like, you know, that was like the constant question, like what do I do now? Like I had like the worst habits too. Like it was so bad. Like that's another thing I wanted to say, like for you to fix that, like fixing, like, how do I say it? Like fixing just like that mindset type of thing, like where you just bring yourself down. Like, you just got to change your habits, or like just start doing more shit. Like just the more habits and like the more people like you meet, and it goes in with networking too. Like the more people you meet, the more time you spend with family and stuff. Like, you know, it really changes everything. Because then you're like, okay, I could do this for my little niece. I could do this for my nephew. You know, or I could do this like to get this, like my uncle, or, you know, things like that. But yeah, that time was like a scary time for me. I didn't know what to do.
Do you feel like when was like the moment that you were like, okay, trade school, this is it, like this is what I want to do, and there's no looking back now? It'd have to be like thinking about like my girl's brother, cause like he was just like me, but like he ended up like really pulling through and like
finessing his way. So they say like he kind of like put himself in a position to where it's like the jobs want him, like they like, so you know when you try to like, oh, if I got another job, like they're paying me more here. And so like he would like, you know, kind of finesse in a way. So it just like, it made me think like, wow, like this could really be something for me. Like if I go through trade school, like I could find myself a nice career, work for the city, you know, retire when I'm 40, you know, and obviously do like the important stuff in the beginning, like open up like savings, Roth IRA, invest in, you know, small things over the years. So I was just like, you know, if he did it, like I could do it. You know, and there's like a lot, and like my teachers too, like back in trade school, like I'm talking about like 80 years old, like bronchitis and all of this crazy shit. Like they're doing plumbing, like like nothing. Like they're just like so knowledgeable. And I had this one teacher too, I think it was in my last segment when we were like fixing up a bathroom or something. He had a hobby where he would make like weapons out of wood. So he have like, I don't know if you ever seen that boomerang from Avatar.
The one that Sokka has?
Yeah, he made that out of wood, and like it works. Like it is so crazy. Like he made that. He made staffs. Like he'll do like Star Wars themed staff, and it'd be like all the main characters. Like it'd be like the dark side, like all in one staff. And then he'll have a staff where it's like tribal, if that makes sense. It's like African, like, you know, things like that. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And it kind of goes into like the creativity stuff too, because he kind of like made me think like, yo, everything is a pull-up bar. Like we had so much workout equipment in that shop that we would make. Like we would just put wood together and put cement inside and put a piece of bar and then just start curling. Yeah, bro, it was crazy. But yeah, that's when I knew like trade school was something, because like you could do a lot of stuff with it, like open up a business eventually one day, become certified to get all your licenses, because that's what trade school does. Like it fixes up like your, like they make a resume for you. That's one. And then all the stuff that you learn, they add it. Like, oh, he's good in this, he's good in welding, he's good in cutting pipe, he's good at modeling or framing, or, you know, things like that. And it kind of already puts you like steps ahead of people that are looking for that experience. You know,
it just puts you in a bunch of avenues to just explore different lanes or whatnot. Yeah,
like you go to an interview, for example, and they'll just be like, oh, you know how to weld? Yeah, I know how to weld, but I don't got my license, but I know how to weld. You know, like, and they'll just be like, okay, we'll give it a try. Because a lot of you ever see those buildings like by Broadway Junction, or like that new building? Like I'm pretty sure there's people there that have not all their like licenses, but they still get put to do the job.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I had a real close friend who worked in plumbing, and he like he ended up like being like one of the best like newcomers or whatever, and he didn't have his welding license, and he had finished like, I think it was like a 20 or like a 23 floors, like some building. And he did like the 19th floor, the 16th floor, something like that. Like there various floors, but he would do like all like the gas lines.
Damn.
With no license, like with welding. And it just, when they did like the inspections, everything came out good, like no leaks. And I'm like, damn, like there's people out here that could really pick this up. But like, you know, licenses are very important. You need that.
Yeah. But if you have like, this is a question for you because I don't know. If you go to like a job site and they let's say you don't have that welding license, will they be like, oh, okay, let me try you out, and then to get it, will they like help you pay for it, or will they like book appointments or anything like that for you to get it? Or is it just like, okay, let's see how good you are, and then if they feel like they can offer you the job, that's your responsibility to go out and get that license?
Well, like at a job, for example, it depends. Like some jobs really do, like they'll do the trainings and then they'll get you certified. But then most of the time, like trade school will provide that. But the thing is with that, they, you know, trade school, it's expensive, but like some of the like licenses, like they come out pretty cheap. Like my OSHA like 30 came out to like $30. Usually it's like $300.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. And it, like OSHA is like, it's basically like, it's like safety. It's just like a safety license. Like, okay, he knows like the safety, whatever. And then the SST, I paid I think $75 for it, and usually it's like $200. And site safety is like, it's like a visual thing. Like, I see that he's kind of intoxicated or something. He can't work. That's usually what that license is for. But most jobs, like they'll help you get that license. Like, I had worked at this factory. I'm not gonna name it because shit is whack. It's union and it's whack.
Name it or if you want to
expose them.
No, I had my good people there, but that shit was so whack. I got hired to be like a painter, but like a spray painter. It was like more so for like lacquer, if you know what that is. Like usually what they do on cars or like material, like so they say like bathroom material, like they'll do like acid dipping, whatever. I got hired to paint, and bro, like literally the third day I was there, the guy that was teaching me was like offended because I'm like pretty young and he's been there for like 20 years. And like he was just like, man, I'm not teaching you shit. Like he told me, he's like, I'm not teaching you shit. You're not doing nothing right. Mind you, I don't know how to lacquer. It's like you have to hold this like spray gun at a certain angle. Let's just say if you're doing like a circle like material, whatever. So you gotta hold it and you gotta spray it like this side to side and cover all angles. But like I didn't do that right, obviously, because I'm fucking new at painting. And so he deadass told me everything. Like he's like, nah, this is not gonna work. He was like a Trinidadian dude. He's like, no, this not gonna work. Man, not gonna teach you. Da, da, da. I don't know if he was Trinidadian, Jamaican, but he was like, I'm not teaching you nothing. Like I can't do this. Like I'm not getting paid to train you. This and a third. And bro, I was like, man, like this is how it is. Cause you work with people that reached their ceiling already, and it's just like, what am I doing here? Like you're not going nowhere. You're miserable. I'm not going
at you for not reaching your ceiling at that time.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know how to paint. So after that, I became, how do I say? It's more so like you ever seen jewelers when they like run that machine like a polisher?
Yeah.
I started doing polishing after, and it was cool. But like it's just that whole like warehouse is just like anything you breathe in, bro. It's like cancer. Like bottom like cancer. Like you breathing that like it, you're getting cancer. Like too much of it, yeah, it's bad. And then we had like acid dips, but besides that, it was like it was just not the best experience. Like not the best.
Do you have some like? Because I know that when I went with my dad one time to because he works at Wall Street from time to time, and he'll do like flooring over there. I met an electrician friend that he has over there, and he goes, he was like, go to trade school, bro. It's the best thing you'll ever do. He was like, me and your dad seen crazy things over the years, bro. Like things that like you wouldn't even think of, like just dumb stuff that happens all the time. Do you have like any crazy experiences that you could think of like off the top of your head?
At work? Man. So at the moment, I'm not employed. I'm not employed at the moment. But I had worked for this I'm not going to name it. It's whack. This hotel.
He's a nice guy, bro. He don't want to expose nobody.
This hotel, brother, man. Oh, my goodness. I got a call because I usually work like the late shift or whatever. Since I'm young, they was abusing me. I had worked the late shift one night and I got a call about like repairing the phone or whatever. Because I don't know if you guys know, but I do like maintenance. Well, I did maintenance or whatever at a hotel or whatever. But I had got a call to fix a phone line, and because like I guess the guest wanted to make a call to a front desk or whatever. And bro, I walk in, bro, and it's just like it's these two dudes, but one of them, like he had like this like I don't even know what to call it, bro. It's like this bralette type of thing. It's like
V-necks?
Nah, it's like a bra. Like you know the shit that girls be wearing.
Yeah,
it look like a bra at the top, but it has like a corset type. I don't know what it's called. He had that shit with a neck tattoo like that. And he had like that Justin Bieber cut, like that like that swoop. Yo, and I walk in there and I'm like
into their room.
Yo, I walk in the room and I'm just like I'm looking at them. I'm like,
I'm here to fix your phone.
I'm here to fix the phone. But like you could tell like they was about to get down. But like the guy, like I guess the guy that was dressed like like a dude or whatever, he felt like I was judging him, but I was. Yeah, because I'm like, what are you doing here? I don't know. I don't have nothing against like people and their interests, but I walked in there and it was just so awkward, and I was just like.
I'm so confused. Aren't they supposed to leave the room when they call something in like that, or is it like you're just supposed to knock and they just like leave on their own?
And don't they know someone's coming to fix their phone?
I don't. I thought but most of the time it's like if it's like a phone line, you just gotta like switch up the wires or just replace the phone, whatever. But it was just like I literally like I opened the door. Well, they opened the door for me, and I'm like walking in, and I'm just like. Okay, dude here, and then the guy with the fucking broad leg comes out, and I'm just like, what? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, it was just weird, and there's like this other shit too, bro. Like just other shit, bro.
Did you fix the phone?
Yeah, I fixed it. No, actually, no. I didn't even fix the phone. Cause the thing is, the front desk lady, she knew what she was sending me like to do, cause she knew who was in the room. So I come back down and I'm like, bro, why would you send me to this room? And she's like, oh, you saw them, right? You saw them? And I'm like, fucking bitch. Like, okay, bro. Yeah, but there's other shit too, bro. Like that was the most recent that I could recall, but I'm telling you, bro, that place, like, it's not the best, bro. When y'all booking hotels, read the reviews. They are not lying. Like they are not lying, bro. Like. They're not. I'm telling you right now. And
how did you get that job in the first place, though?
So before that job, I was working as a manager, like an engineering manager for this hotel in Times Square. It's ran by like migrants at the moment, but it's a really nice hotel. I'm not gonna name it. People who know, they know, whatever. But it's ran by migrants, and I was there for like temporarily. Like I was there for like 3 months, 4 months, or whatever. And I wasn't sure if I was guaranteed the job after. So I'm like, all right, let me start looking, like, just to have, like, a backup. And so, yeah, like, I got that job, the other job, through my aunt. And the aunt knows the chief engineer, so he put me on. And he was like, oh, you're going to be covering for this person who's on fraternity leave or whatever. So, yeah, I left after that, and I just applied. But, bro, the thing is, man... They wanted to hire me on the spot. And when you go for an interview, that's not the best.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
That's not a good look. So he was like, oh, we need you to start tomorrow. I'm like, nah, I gotta put my 2 weeks in. Like, I don't even know your last name. Like, you're my manager. Like, what's going on? But yeah, bro, I hope they don't find me and like see this and like, you know what? Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
But yeah, that's how I got that job.
I'm weak.
Not my best job, but it was okay.
Okay. Do you have any goals that you're looking forward to towards like? Because you say you don't like to think too much in the moment. Are you looking at certain things in the future that you want to do already, based on like what you've already learned and all the experience that you've gained so far?
For now, really, I wanna say I wanna get into like a more serious job, like. Not so to say like find my career, like this is what I want to do. Like I'm gonna settle down on this, but it's more so like just get into something that's more serious. Like that's really my goal. Like just find something more serious that pays more. Obviously that come with benefits and stuff. But outside of work, I wanna like get a car one day. Get my first apartment. Things like that. Like those are my goals for now. But. Yeah.
So all these past jobs, you've just been looking to gain experience in different fields to find what you're like looking for? Yeah,
bro. It's not the best because it's like so depressing. Because it's like you're at a job and you're not going to stay there. And then you're just there looking for experience. Just so that the next job could be like, okay, he did this for like some time. Like we could trust him. You know what I mean? But that's pretty much what I've been doing. But with trade school, and it goes back to like your old question that you asked about networking, that's all I've been doing. Like I get like real personal with like the people. Like when I was the manager at the hotel, engineering manager, a lot of the guys there were like, you know, pretty old, like ready to retire, and a lot of them were Hispanic and stuff, and I learned a lot from them. So like whenever like I need like advice or like quick help or something, like I could just call them. Like I know they got my back. Like that's really what I've been doing besides like just slaving away at jobs and shit. Just networking and seeing like, okay, you know, I could count on this guy. He could teach me something. I get the job done, whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just been, besides just working for experience, networking with a bunch of people and trying to get like that bond that people look for. Like, okay, I could trust this kid. Like, I like working with him. Like, I want to be that type of guy, like, at a job. Like, I don't want to be, like, the dick that just, like, man, I'm not doing shit. Forget y'all. I'm not doing no work. Like, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing.
You don't want to be that guy at the factory.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Fuck. You know, I saw him one day. Oh, my God. I saw him one day on 3rd Ave, and I was off that day. Oh, man. I was ready. Walk past Gen Korean barbecue. It's like this. You cook. They make like a little. It's like hibachi, but
you make it yourself. Yeah.
I saw him, and I'm like, you know what? This fucker's lucky, bro. No, I was tagged, bro. I was so embarrassed because like that day the GM came up to me. He was like, "What's going on?" Whatever. And we talked about it. And he came the next day to check on me, and I'm like, "All right, kill him with kindness, like whatever. Like let's just." Get past it. He's an adult. I'm an adult. Like let's, you know. So I go to give him a pound, and he just looks at me like what the fuck? Like he's like,
yeah, who the fuck is this guy?
Right. So when that happened, the GM came and he saw that. And he gave him a talk, and he had gotten like a written up whatever. But it didn't really do much. I was aiming for like that red button, like that fire him. You know what I mean? But it never happened. I think he still worked there.
So I feel like throughout the pod, you mentioned a lot of people that you found successful. On the last episode, we were talking to Gio and how people don't support their own friends, but they'll support other people simply because they haven't idolized them. Like they idolize them in a certain light compared to people like they grew up with. Like, oh, I know this guy. Like he's just my friend. I feel like you have a different image of people just based on like how you spoke about them, such as your. It was your girlfriend's brother that does electrician, and then your uncle's a lawyer in Florida. You mentioned cousin. How do you feel people should take people around them as motivation rather than looking at people who already made it? In that sense,
as in like,
I feel like you found a lot of. Would you say you found a lot of motivation between like your girlfriend's sister? I mean, like, your girlfriend's brother and your cousin, as just successful people that make you want to work.
Oh, okay, I see. So like, yeah, over the time, like in that gap, like that process of finding what I want to do, it's this. I tell my girl this thing all the time, and I think I tell it to like a few of my cousins, and it's like not the best like advice or like the best like thing to do, but it's like negative motivation. So like you put yourself in like a position, or like you'll think about like shit that's happened, like for example something tragic or whatever, and then you'll be like, nah, like I gotta prove them wrong, or like I gotta, you know, and then it just like pushes you. I was doing that for a while, and I sometimes still do, but when I started to network and like meet new people, it kind of made me think like I started to be like less selfish, if that makes sense. Like I just started to look at them like, okay, like you know he got his own problems, she got something going on, like why be negative, and then still try to get a positive outcome. Like it'll never work. You know what I mean? So that mindset kind of changed. So it was more so like I became more, I guess, open or like more positive to like, you know, whether it be like supporting people or like, see, like let's just say if someone gets somewhere and we are like on the same like path or whatever, you know, I just look at it like, okay, like he did that, like let me see what I could do. And there's always habits, bro. I'm telling you right now, like now that I'm not like employed right now, like I think about it, like damn, like this probably happened because of my habits. Like, you know, I usually get to places late. I still do sometimes, and that kind of adds up over time. Like, oh damn, like you're tardy to work, or you don't really show up on time, or it shows that you don't care. You know, whatever it is, and then like, you start to prioritize other things over. You know what I'm saying? So when I met these people, it kind of like changed it, and I started to think more like, okay, like let's do this together. Like, let's build a community. Like that's all I ever wanted to be a part of. Like a big community that just like supports people unconditionally. Like, and I'm not saying this for the pod, but it's like it's true. When you find a community that has the same goal and they all like support each other, you can get so much shit done. Mm-hmm. And then it'd be times where you would sit down and think like, man, like I didn't know I'd be here. Like I didn't know I'd be working and like I'll have met all these people. You know what I'm saying? Like it just happened. Like you'll be living in a prayer, if that makes sense. Like you'll pray about something, and then like 6-7 months later, you won't even remember that prayer until you're actually like, damn, like damn, I'm here. Like I did it. It may not be like crazy, but it could happen. You know. So over the time, yeah, I met a lot of people. Then they kind of changed my perspective on a lot of things, and positive motivation just like pushed me in a better direction. I wouldn't say the best or like, you know, anywhere like that I don't want, but it pushed me into a position that just like made me feel more like accepted or successful or, you know, like appreciated. You know what I mean? Because appreciation goes a long way. Like a comment on a picture or whatever. Like after a long day of work and, you know, your manager says, oh, you know, you did good today. Like, you know, I'm going to treat you to some lunch like tomorrow or something. So, yeah, that's kind of how it was for me.
There's, my bad.
Yeah, go ahead.
There was, my dad's friend that I was telling you about.
The electrician?
Yeah. He would, when I first met him, he gave me this good advice and he said, everybody is like the 5 fingers on your hand. They're all different, and that's the same with people. And do you feel like trade school opened up that door to like that college kind of never did? Like I feel like college is kind of like a little saturated. I feel like a little bit sometimes.
If you know what you want to do through college, it's not a bad option.
Like I mean, in terms of like the people that you meet and stuff like that, do you feel like you definitely found that more common in trade school than you did in college?
Yeah, so going to like the 5 fingers thing, I've heard that before, but it definitely did, bro, because I'm telling you, when you like get cool with some old heads, like it makes the day go by faster. And then just with anybody in general, it don't gotta be like with old heads or nothing. Like, you know, you just, I put it like, think about like your little cousin, the little iPad kid in the family, right? They want to be on the iPad, but they also like playing. Like they like to be rough sometimes. So like it's good to have that type of connection with like your coworkers. Like y'all could be playful and y'all joke around and, you know, say some crazy shit to each other, but then y'all get the job done. So when it came to that, like I was meeting all these people and I'm like, man, like I see how this person works. Like, you know, this is how I could get stuff done with him. Like I had this one friend, Matthew. We still buddies after this, but he was more so like aggressive, like joking. Like you can't say nothing to this dude without him getting aggressive, like physically and stuff. But with other people, like it was different. Like I had a few friends, Jeff, I think, Lewis, who else? Colin. Like those type of guys, like they're very different, like super different, but they're all from like the Marines or whatever, and it just shows like what type of environment they like working in. Like one of them like to be more like, you take this side, I take this side. Others like to be like, okay, we're gonna do this together. We're just gonna focus on this one thing and get it done. And then others are just like, you do that, man. Like. You do it. I'm not gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then it still works though, cause it's like I'll come in at the end and I'll finish it up or whatever. But yeah, college, bro. Like I remember I took this. Oh my goodness, man! I took this class. I think it was like religion or some shit. It was so stupid. I dropped out. I literally dropped the class the first day I went in. Like, it was so bad. It, like, why am I learning about the Bible in college? I didn't even know what I signed up for. Like, I didn't pick this class. It just was a filler class or whatever. And I'm sitting there and I'm just looking at these kids. Like, y'all don't even look like adults. Like, y'all look like kids. Y'all learning about the Bible like, in college? Like, what are we doing here? And, like, everybody was just so, like, literally, it was just, like, the whole class. It was just like weird, like just like nobody wanted to talk. You walk outside on campus and it's just like nobody look interesting to go up to. Like they all in their books and stuff. Like I remember one time I was walking to the lounge or whatever, like the open area, and I see these old people, and this is when they're kind of like, damn, like there's still people going to college. Like, mind you, I walked up to them. I'm like, hey, like, are you a professor here? Like, do you know where I could get to the science room? And they're like, nah, we're students. Like. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing here? And I'm just like, I can't talk to these people. I cannot talk to these people, bro. But yeah, it definitely like opened my eye to like more things than college ever did, like trade school. But yeah, there's a lot of like old, like weird people, bro. Queens is weird. No offense. I don't know if Kenny, you live in Queens.
He does.
Okay, some parts.
I went to college in the city though. I feel like at least over there people weren't like weird. Like there was weird people, but there wasn't like no one like I couldn't talk to. Like at least in high school and college, like I feel like I was cool with like whatever type of group. Like I could sit with like the nerds, I guess. And then one day, and I'll sit with these cool people, and then I'll start sitting with people that like. The jocks, I guess. So I was like, I feel like I could like fit in any avenue because I had a little expertise in like a little bit of everything. Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like people branch out a little bit more.
Like, have you ever took the LIRR like at 8 o'clock at night?
No.
Man, no. Weird people, bro. Like super weird people. It's like you know the Shibuya incident. Yeah. Saw them weird people. It's like that. And like
what?
You ever seen cause you don't watch it. This is anime and they have like these like creatures or whatever. But it's kinda like that. Like you pay for this $9 ticket at LIRR.
You see a bunch of creatures and shit?
You just see weird people. Like they stink. I don't know.
You know what's funny? Bro, that's like posh. Like it feels like anytime I see it, it feels like mad posh. So like it's weird to see it like that. Cause at least cause sometimes I would leave school at like 7, 8 p.m. And this is people going home from work, and then you get the occasional homeless person.
Yeah.
You get that person with a fake missing leg on the wheelchair sometimes, asking for a couple cents.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know why, this had nothing to do with the pop. There was one time, this lady, she comes on the train, and she gives out like sandwiches to like the homeless people, right? There's two stories now that I just remember. There was one time she gave a sandwich to this guy, and I guess it came down wrong, so he fell asleep. I swear to God, bro, he took a shit. It was so watery. It started dripping down his leg, and it was like, alright, so you know how there's like the 2-seater, and there's one behind it.
Yeah. Oh so, wait, what train is that? Like the C,
the A.
Oh, the A, right?
The A train.
Like them old ones with the orange seats.
Yeah. So we're going back. I'm going home, and I'm like slumped like this. And I look over and I see it dripping down his leg as he's shitting.
Oh my God.
And I had to tell a couple like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, y'all should move. I'm like, why? What happened? I'm like, look down and you'll see your shoe. And then
you got it on their shoe?
Wait, no, almost.
Oh.
Almost.
Wait, but like a sandwich on the subway?
Yeah, like she packs it up all nicely. So she taps him. Sir, here. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Amen. And I'm like, you know, that's a good gesture and stuff. But then he ate it, and I don't know what was in the sandwich, but he fucking shit himself. Yeah. And then, you know, it was dripping down his leg, and then, you know. Yeah. But then another time, I saw the same lady give another sandwich to someone else, and then someone bumped into her, right? Mm-hmm. And I guess it almost knocked over her cart. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen someone so mad. Like, why the fuck would you do that? And yo, she was about to fight this little ass kid because he bumped over her cart. I'm like, you doing a good deed, but like, damn.
damn, I don't want this sandwich no more.
Yeah, that thing's probably busted.
Probably spitting my shit. Fuck.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. I haven't taken the train since I got out of college. So
yeah, but yeah, it's. I'm gonna show you a clip. It's literally like the LIRR is just weird. And then like you have that one officer checking to see if you paid.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time, bro, I didn't even know how the LIRR worked. And I couldn't take the J because to get to Queensboro, you had to take a bus.
Mm-hmm.
From I think Supton Boulevard or something. So I'm like, fuck, bro, because Supton is just like the mecca of fucking crackheads.
Yeah.
like it's just like you go, like you just see one coming down the block. Like I don't know. I remember I took the train, or I got on the LIRR, not knowing that I had to have a ticket or like a I don't know what it was at the time. And mind you, I wasn't working or nothing. And he comes up and he's like, "You have a ticket?" I'm like, "I need a ticket." And everybody, like, it was packed, so everybody just looks at me. They're just like, "Oh my god!" Like,
he doesn't have a ticket.
He doesn't have a ticket. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't know, right? Like, and I'm over here like scrambling, looking for change, because he's like, "Oh, you're gonna have to pay now," because I didn't have Apple Pay at the time. So I'm just like, what the fuck is this? And then he tells me, "Oh, it's gonna come out to $11.89 or some shit," and I'm like, I don't have $11, bro. You can take my $6. I can't, bro. I get off 2 stops, please. And he's like, you know what? It's fine. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm telling you, the commute to that school, bro, it was just, like, terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible, bro.
And it's like an hour and some change to get to Queensboro, too.
And then, like, sometimes the Q30, I think it was, or the Q32, just would never come.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you never seen those, like, those people in college and stuff, they were throwing, like, on a nice fit. I was one of those, like, weirdos at the time. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna show off today. I'm gonna go, because I had like 2 classes, like Monday and then Tuesday I was off because I had like asynchronous classes as well. That's another reason why I left, because what the fuck is asynchronous? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I, where's my teacher? Like, why am I doing, anyways. Like, it was just stupid. And then, yeah, bro, I hate that train. There's a lot of things I hate. I have a list. I hate a lot of things. I'm not a hater, but I just hate a lot of things that work.
So what do you want to leave the people with, like, all the stuff that you've been through, trade school, not choosing to go to college, choosing a different route that's not really promoted as much as, like, college and all that stuff? Like, what advice would you give to somebody that's maybe looking like, you know, college isn't really what they want to do?
I would say really... I guess do some research, you know, like not just on like what other people are doing, but just like on yourself. Like really go on a journey mentally, you know, maybe physically as well. Like if you like working out, you know, that can also help. But really go like on a deep search mentally about what really makes you happy. You know what I mean? Because I had this conversation about people pursuing their passion, but it ends up not making them money. Mm-hmm. But I'd say, like, find something that you know would be very beneficial to you in the long run. Mm-hmm. Something that, like, would, you know, put you in a better position and just, like, overall make you a better person. You know, just find the, how would you say it? Like, find the...
Purpose? Yeah,
like, find the purpose that you feel like is calling to you, like something that like you know is for you. Mm-hmm. It's hard to think about, but sometimes it'll just be right there. Yeah, like you won't even know. Like think about like you ever see people when they invest, like they invest into electricity or like light. Like we use that shit every day. Mm-hmm. So like find something that you know you do that you're good at, you know, and invest into that. Mm-hmm. Whether if it's fixing cars or like being a good, like sometimes a comedian maybe, or like if you like sports a lot, you know, get into FanDuel. I'm joking, but you know, get into something that has like purpose, you know, something with meaning that actually like makes people successful. Like, you know, investing, right, saving, you know, communication, stuff like that.
That's good.
Yeah. But also, like I've been saying this the whole podcast. Sorry to cut you off. But change your hobbies. Like really change your hobbies. And really like stick to things at a time. Don't rush into everything. Like if you don't like the situation that you're in or like where you're at mentally, financially, physically, like just change your habits. If you feel like you're spending too much money on some bullshit, some damn Eric Emanuel shorts, save your money, bro. Change your habits. That shit is gonna be there forever. Find something that's actually worth your time and money and stuff. Good habits.
That's good.
Really change something.
What do you have to say to people that are just hesitant on pulling that trigger on trade school?
I say just do it, really. Like, you're just wasting time at that point. Like, I'm the type of guy that if I know there's a good opportunity and there's, like, good energy going with it, why waste my time and, like, doubt myself? Because if you keep doubting yourself, you're never gonna get anywhere. You're just gonna be thinking about everything. Like, it's not always good to just think. Like, just do it. See what happens. Like, if you think too much, like, if you're too strategic, sometimes you're just setting yourself up for failure. Like, you're self-sabotaging it already mentally. Like, before you even touch it or, like, get into it. So, if you're hesitant on trade school, do some research. See, who you could reach out to that is into trade school. Because I know y'all got cousins and uncles, and maybe they're not in America, but they definitely do something that's a trade. Like like Juan, right? He's a barber. That's a trade. You never know. You talk to your barber. You could be a barber. Something that has like people with it. You know what I'm saying? Like with that produce success. Like just find that and just go for it.
Yes, sir.
Don't waste your time.
Yes, sir. All right. Adrian, we appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for coming.
For having me. I'm gonna cook Kenny and Ball.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I got 100 on Adrian.
Be there, bro. Yo, FanDuel. I'm the guy.
I'm about to put a parlay on myself, bro.
I'm gonna put a 10 leg parlay.
I'm gonna close it off.
Alrighty. This has been the K&A podcast.
Waiting for it.
See you later.